Good Monday morning, and welcome to Ice to HTV, the Internal Combustion Engine Age YouTube channel. Talks about all my cars and trucks and motorcycles, the camper, the dogs. Where are the dogs? Where are all the dogs? You know what? We've kind of switched up the routine here with the camper. The dogs are actually inside eating, with the exception of Kiefer, the troublemaker who wants to dominate everybody and be a troublemaker. So there he is on this overcast Monday morning, and as always, good Monday morning to all those out there that watch my channel, and really do appreciate those that subscribe and watch and get involved in the conversations and comments. Love them. The help, yeah, I need help. I do. We all need help. And thinking about Don out there. Hey, Don, thinking about you. Prayers for you, buddy. You're a great guy. No doubt in my mind, you're going to get through this as you share your personal information. So just thinking about you. So for any of the subscribers out there that like to reach out on a personal note, that's fine. Reach out. Prayers help everybody. Prayer is powerful. So lots of friends have gotten very ill, sick, have overcome things like you could never believe. So those that pray for you can definitely help you. So and I hope Jenny is done well as well. So Don's a great guy. He does interact with me a lot on a personal level. So that's why I'm talking about Don this morning. But anyways, as well, what do we talk about? What does the Iceman do? Even for me, if you're looking at my hat, I got a new Honda hat. I like the thing. It makes me think I'm a kid in the 70s. Why is that? You know what I mean? Even for me, I am blown away of what played out on Saturday. Never, honestly, reviewing, looking at a side-by-side. What spurred all that? I tell you what, man, even for me, it's befuddling. Some people probably think I'm secretive on doing things, and I just then expose it all, but I was secretly strategizing behind the scenes of doing that, but I wasn't. I was not by any means on the page of buying another Honda Talon. I've had two of them, and I never really utilize them to what they're really designed for. I just never go anywhere and go backward with them. So the last one I had was a really cool, customized one, but it wasn't really that enjoyable because it was enclosed. It was an enclosed glass, front windshield, rear area, and then the sides had the covers for it. But it was just so noisy because it was so enclosed. And then in the summer months, it was just too hot. And one of my subscribers, Biker Bug's, like, where do you put the stuff in the back? Yeah, this is not a side-by-side utility vehicle. This is two different worlds. That's your work vehicle. This is your play vehicle. But you can buy accessories that have bags. You can put a box back here, secure it down. And I don't know, you get crazy in this thing, how secure does it get? But it has the turbo. So if you're watching my video, this thing has the Jackson Racing turbo. So for me, I have no idea. I'm just taking the Honda dealer's position that Jackson Racing has been around for years and years out of California, and they're the go-to company with Honda to make add-on performance accessories, and they're reliable and they're good, and it's warranted with this machine. Even I did extended warranty on this, so they would recognize that as a warranty product. That's pretty cool. So really, once again, for me, anybody here thinks that I was secretly behind the scenes of strategizing on buying this Talon, that was never in the works. It was really more about me going over to Honda dealership and seeing my good friend Jack and the guys, Bill and others that I haven't seen for quite a while. I've been so busy. And if anything, I've seen them trading my CT 125 Trail Edition and buying a Honda Monkey. I like a little Honda Monkey. It reminds me of being a kid when my dad bought my brother his first Honda 50 in California, like in 1971. That was the first dirt bike my brother ever had, and I actually rode that bike. And at that time, I'd have been like 7 years old, 7 or 8 years old when they bought that bike. And I never forget my brother hiding up on the hill of a dirt mound. I'm not embellishing here. My brother, always a mischievous one. I'm kind of looking here, and I really look at this. So this is something new. Cup holder. I don't remember that on my last one of having that. Paddle shifters. It's just like driving a car. This is like the dune buggy the most modern dune buggy, and the accessories that you can do to this Talon is through the roof. I really would like to definitely get a miniature windscreen, because when I was riding this thing on Saturday, man, it was a light rain, not heavy, just more like misting, drizzling. And man, I could barely see going down those back roads. My eyes were just covered up like you can't believe. But it's really cool. It's just an outdoor unit. You can sit outside. You can get trashed. I like how he did the little lights on it. Some people will be like, that's a little tasty there, Mr. Iceman. It's not designed to tow things, but I have that. I mean, I'm not worried about that. So if some people have reached out and like, hey man, can't be towing with this thing, I'm like, yeah, well, I didn't buy it for that. I really bought it with the hope that we can go backwooden down in Tennessee and other parts of the areas and go have some fun. And we got the ATV, so that's kind of what I got it. But anyway, so you hear the word secretive over and over again, and that's the word of the day. We're going to start the week off with the word secret. Secrets among us. But going back to my brother, yes, as a kid, my brother always harassing a little brother who doesn't know these stories, right? So I get on that little Honda 50, and we've moved into a new development in New Jersey, Ramsey, New Jersey, and my brother goes and hides out behind a mound of dirt. My brother's 8 years older than me, so he's basically like 15 years old when I'm 7 years old. So he's a teenager. He's a bratty teenager. So my brother, he hides up behind a mound of dirt as I'm riding down the street in that little Honda 50, which had to beg him to let me drive it, and I finally got to drive it. And he wheels a big old rock off that, or maybe it was just hard dirt. I just can't remember. But he throws that thing at me, and then it hits me right in the private area. Yes. Yeah, that's probably what's wrong with me. Oh, it was excruciating pain. I went running in the house crying to my mother like you couldn't believe. My brother's just back there in the mound of dirt, laughing his ass off on how he just nailed his brother in the nuts of a little kid. And, oh my gosh. Yeah, my brother, right? The antics. The secrets. I just showed the secrets with you. Here's all the cars. All the dogs are in the house eating. They're eating because they're so off kilter here with the change of our living style. We're just loving this freaking camper. I just love this thing. This is my true man cave. I mean, I just love to be out here in my camper. It is so nice. It's been unbelievable how this all kind of, began. It all began, I saw on Julie yesterday, my friend Chris. I mean, he's the instigator. If he's listening to my video this morning, if it wasn't for Chris, I don't think I'd even have this thing. Because he's a guy that wants to go to Bike Week. He's a guy that gets me intrigued to start looking at renting an RV to go pull a trailer with some bikes in it to Bike Week at Myrtle Beach. And then when it's all said and done, I own a camper. I mean, and if it wasn't for that, I'm not so sure it'd even be, I don't even think this camper would be here. I mean, I like this camper so much. It's like, I don't even want to even unhook it from this. We're just having so much fun with it being here. Finally got my water line. So unbeknownst to me, I go out and buy a water line, more water hose, and I used to fill up the tank. And then they're like, no, you can't do that. You have to have a specific lick of keep. He's in a crap right in front of my door. So when I go to get my door, guess what's going to be in my car? Yeah. And do you think I'll remember that? No. I mean, are you seeing this? Oh my gosh. Look, I just live around crap, don't I? Yeah, so you have to buy a special hose to fill up your fresh water tank. And I figured out the heater, being it's propane. I mean, even for me, it's like, duh. How could you have electric heat that would have any significant force of heat in a camper at 120 volt electricity? You can't. Duh. You have to have propane tanks. But that's the reason I'm really living out of this camper, is because not only do I love it, but I'm just loving the fact that I'm learning the things that will go wrong with me if I'm out in the field, and I figure out sooner than later, and people reach out. And that's really cool. People on my YouTube channel are reaching out, and they're saying, hey, this is what's going on. Yeah, look at the Camaro. Thank goodness it's got a freaking cover, right? I'm so used to walking in here to get the dogs into the shop. Do I really even need to do that? As we're in the art collection, so there's some guy, Talbot's Ties. I have no idea who this guy is. I was reading Wall Street Journal. There's some very successful Talbot's guy that has 181 or 189 collector's motorcycles. He collects motorcycles. He has his own personal motorcycle museum in Napa Valley, California. And he has Augusta, MV Augusta, one of the very rare race street version bikes. Great article. But I was thinking, hey, wow, there you go. There's a guy that's outdone me, right? But in all reality, sincerely, people know there's people out there that are motorcycle motorheads that have far more bikes than I have. Oh, there is. And that's the thing that I think that is such a great conversation today is the secret conversation is because that's what we live in a society of. Even though it's so transparent through all the videos, all the internet, all the media, but at the same time, it's still so secretive. And I've talked about this numerous times that for me, so many years, I didn't want to really do a YouTube channel because I just didn't want to expose publicly to my antics of life how I have addictions to go and buying damn things all the damn time. Yeah, I mean, that's the bottom line. I have addictions to go buy something new and then go buy something new and then get fun with it and get rid of it. And I didn't really want to expose myself to that because I just felt like I just didn't want to do it because it's in so many ways embarrassing. And what's incredible is for me now doing this 4 years in of me truly exposing so much of my lifestyle that so many question of what's the real secret. I mean, that's the thing about life is, what's the secret to your success? What's the secret to getting the deal done? And it's just like, oh my gosh. Yeah, the secret to my success has been I just work every day of my life. I mean, I'm sincere in that. That's changed. That's changed here in more recent years. But I came out of high school working. I never stopped working. I was working 6-7 days a week. And then once I started my business and went off my own, I worked 7 days a week. We never went anywhere. We never did anything. But my enjoyment was to go buy a new truck or car. Back in the day, I didn't have motorcycles. I had dirt bikes. I had ATVs. I just didn't feel confident if I had a motorcycle and getting injured on a bike and my career would be over. Yes. So I really didn't want a motorcycle, and I lived on the road of driving behind the wheel of a car in my life. By the time I got home, driving 150, 200 plus miles, why would I want to go jump on a motorcycle to go ride down the road again? No. And then I worked, no lie, 7 days a week. Yes, it's had a lot of impact of my own social life. I mean, because I didn't have the social life of going to the sporting events, going to the golf events, going golfing with all my buddies, going away for weeks at a time to go sit in my camper on the beach. I didn't have that luxury because I was more fixated on building a business and working my ass off to create wealth. And at the same time, I moved out in the country and I took on a huge obligation of maintaining a property. And then my parents got this idea of buying a piece of property next to me and putting a house up next to me, that guess who had to babysit it and take care of it? And then in the end, don't take it the wrong way, but I had to help pay for it, but that was all part of the family help from day one. For my father helped me get a business going called the Payphone business. And he was a partner of mine in the business. And he helped round up money to get the business to become successful. So, of course, as a son, am I going to reimburse my father for his monies invested and help pay for things? So, in the end, I pretty much paid for that house on the hill to reimburse him for him helping me. So, but it was just another liability against me of doing anything where I had to, take care of the property. And I couldn't escape my own environment. And I'm not lying to you. So, if anybody's listening to my channel, I spent 20 years of just hard work, working 7 days a week. It wasn't until 2017 I actually started to finally separate myself from being married to my business and feeling guilty for leaving the business. And then I finally had a really good guy named Joe that I could trust to leave town for weeks at a time that would take care of the company. Now, sadly, I've lost that. If you're watching my channel, you know that I lost one of my key guys. And then I lost another one of my key guys. And it put me back into, I can't go anywhere or do anything. So for the secrets of my success, it's just bust your ass, hard ass work, hard ass labor. It really is. That's, but then you get to some people who seem just to have the draw of the luck, that just seem to find the right job in the company. They get stock options. There's so many variables to success in life of how people enrich themselves. And for me, for the record, I have so many obligations financially that, yeah, the secrets, oh, this creates you going broke. And for my YouTube channel, I talk about it all the time. For all the antics, all the secrets that I've shared in all my stories, and yet I look at what the responses are, and it's really not much. It's just incredible. And I'm sure people get sick of hearing me talk about it, but if you're a full-time YouTuber like me, you just scratch your head on how I'm just really like other people to just give me YouTube links to other YouTubers that have these type of personalities and type of lifestyles, and you see the guy pretty much about every week or every other week going out and buying something new or different, and it's a whole new adventure. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not here to be critical of others. I'm just sharing, and so it just befuddles me that, I mean, I guess I'm just on a different page. I get all that. Hey, Kiefer, come on back. He's waiting for the dogs to come out because he wants to harass somebody. So he's over at the house because everybody's in the house eating, and he isn't happy about that because he wants to dominate him in the house on who gets to eat and who doesn't get to eat. So, so anyways, it's a secret. So for you and I personally disclose a lot of secrets, but I can't get every freaking detail of my whole freaking life, but that's a challenge. And we live in a world of today. What's the number one thing? If you go to the car is the most secretive thing out there on a consistent basis. And somebody could say, well, what do you mean that cars are the most secretive thing on a consistent basis? Well, manufacturers are secretly bringing a new model, a new product, a new design, a new car, a new truck, whatever it may be, to the market, and they go through great lengths to keep it secretive. Here comes Kiefer. Well, hello. What are you doing, huh? You want a new ball? Yeah, you don't want a new ball. You'd be here squeaking everybody. So we all know you have Motor Trend, Road and Track, all these Auto Week, Motor Authority. They're out constantly spying on the manufacturers to find their secret new vehicle. Who doesn't know this? You'll see a vehicle, it's all wrapped in, it's wrapped up, so you really can't see the real car. So what's the thing? The auto manufacturers are secretly trying to bring a new product to marketplace and not ruin it before they're ready to really reveal it, and then reveal it when they're ready to start mass producing it for you to have it, which doesn't that piss the hell out of you when these manufacturers finally do bring some to the market and then they don't do a very good job of getting into the market? Yeah, who doesn't know the Hellcat stories? If you're a Hellcat person, who doesn't know the Ram TRX story? Ram TRX, that took like 2 years at least, if I remember right. They teased us back in like 2017, I think, maybe 2018, but it was a good solid 2 years before they actually brought the truck to market. So in my eyes, they brought it way too soon to tease you because it just pissed you off that you couldn't get it. Just like the Ford Ranger Raptor that's been over in Australia and over in other parts of the world for years and years, Ford Ranger Raptor, and they're finally bringing it to this country here. I ordered 2 of them to no avail. None of them come in. So yeah, when does that all play out? And what do I give up? I tell you right now, this Ram TRX truck, I love it. I love that truck so much. I would trade the Raptor 37 for the Ranger Raptor. I really would. I've had so many Ford Raptors. I'd be like, that's fine. I'm good. I'll let it go. Or do we trade the race truck for the Ranger? And I know a lot of people like, don't do that. Right, I know. It would be the better angle because it doesn't have a lot of debt on it compared to the freaking Ranger 37. And there's the secrets, and that's what goes on. People on my channel, some have reached out and they claim I'm making all these false claims or something, or that I'm doing these magical numbers to buy things. And I'm thinking, what are you talking about? I cannot remember me portraying on my channel that I'm some wizard of magic that goes out and buys these cars and gets these great deals. I don't. Once you buy these cars, it's 10 grand, 15 grand upside down, if not 20. So that's what happens. Then I get stuck with these vehicles that you can't get rid of them. That black Ford Lightning, that truck, I'm stuck. I'm buried. That's a $40,000 negative equity truck right there. But you know what? I don't really care. Whatever. It's So the secrets. So the manufacturers go through great lengths of them trying to keep things secret. Why do people create patents? Because somebody secretly behind the scenes is designing something that they want to bring to the marketplace, and their biggest challenge is to steal their secrets on how to take their technology and then enrich themselves. So what I think is classic is Mark Zuckerberg, who of Facebook, he had major accusations and lawsuits brought against him that he stole somebody else's idea. That another person really is the person that created Facebook, but it went through, litigation, all that other stuff. But the point is, I always thought I never wanted to really be on Facebook, because I never wanted to show everybody what I do when I have. Because I really felt like all it creates is in some ways just anger, pisses people off, because it's like, I don't want to see this guy with another damn car. I don't want to see it. I mean, I get that. This guy's just embellishing upon himself. Look at me, look at me, look at me. And that's why I didn't really want to do a YouTube channel. Is because it just turns into, look at me, I'm so special. I get to go buy another car. Look at me, I'm better than you. I want nothing to do with it. And that's why I try to do morning conversations. I try to do stories. I try to do, I do how-to videos. I try to bring more to the table than just look at me, buy another vehicle. And I try to create more of an entertainment side of this and an intriguing and information side, just to share with those that it really isn't all about me having to go buy another car to bring another video to my channel. But some portray that's all I ever do. Well, yeah, but I told you, way before I started my YouTube channel, I was doing this before you guys ever were introduced to my world. And so anyways, so for Facebook, what's the biggest secret thing that happened to Facebook? It became disclosed that he was selling your information to make money off of you. Yeah, he was secretly spying on you, the pervert. That's what I call him. It makes me think of me being a kid in the 70s, and all my friends and I are going around the neighborhood, and we're filming. Well, back then you couldn't really film, or taking pictures of all of my neighbors' things that they owned, and secretly spying inside their house, and so we could go to marketers and sell them of what products they like. They like Colgate, they like Palmolive. They're a Ford person or a Chevy person. I mean, this is what Mark Zuckerberg did. He intruded in everybody's life, and he made billions of dollars off of selling everybody's information to marketers to know. I mean, think about this. If you're a company wanting to sell something and you have to pay to advertise your product in a market, wouldn't it be great to know that you know the exact audience that you want to cater to? So you're going to take that information, and you'll be more than happy to give Mark all your money to market your products, because those people are going to buy the hell out of your products. That's how life works. That's what marketing and sales is all about. You got to find your market. Just like me on my YouTube channel. How do I extract the YouTubers subscribers that our existing have by 100 times, by 1,000 times, by 10,000 times? It grows my channel, where I go from 10,000 subscribers to 100,000 subscribers to 1 million subscribers. How do I extract those that would enjoy what those that watch my channel on a regular basis be the same? Where do I get that information? Yeah, who do I go pay to go get all that done, right? That's what intrigues me, is when I talk about all the time, these other people that are telling you the future of everything going to the ground. These are the individuals that get huge hits on the YouTube channel. And it's incredible. There's a brand new YouTuber out there, a guy that just hit 1,000 subscribers, and he's going to be your financial analyst and tell you the future of how to spend your money and how to invest it. Another guy that's, just growing his channel by telling you and predicting he's the prophet. We have all the prophets out there. So the secrets of Facebook was disclosed, but at the end, and Mark Zuckerberg was grilled downtown, sitting on a phone book to be taller than he actually is. But in the end, what came from all that? Mark Zuckerberg just has $1 billion more than he had yesterday, I guess. I mean, Jeff Bezos, same thing. The secrets of Amazon. You find out that Amazon is secretly set up an independent company that's really just a company that's really just trying to manipulate the market and figuring out how other companies operate and the market trends and sales. And it's just a dubious operation that enriches Amazon on how to push their product into more markets, more sales. I mean, he doesn't know these things. So it's always the secrets of business. Look at sports. Bill Belichick, Jim Harbaugh. You look at these guys that have gotten called out in professional sports. At Michigan, Jim Harbaugh, he was, I think it's Jim, or it could be John. I get the two brothers always confused, just for those out there listening to me. But Michigan's coach, he was called out because he was sending his own internal others to go watch other teams practice and spy on them to figure out their plays for the next game to play against them. You know, in youth basketball, just as a girls' youth basketball coach, I am not lying to you. Other coaches used to come watch my game the week before they would play me the next week, just to see how I coached my team and what plays I used to use against me in the next game. Just in youth girls basketball. Can you believe that? Yeah, you know, they're secretly up there in the stands, and sometimes I would see them. A lot of times I wouldn't, because they're secretly trying to figure out how to beat me. So for Jim Harbaugh or John Harbaugh, the Michigan Wolverines or whatever, he was suspended and penalized big time, and to the point that he raised his hand to go back to NFL, which I think is intriguing, because I'd love to see he and his brother go back to a Super Bowl, if you understand that, and go head-to-head again. And so for him, he realized that the sanctions against him in the upcoming football season for the college, he would be sitting on the sidelines most of the time because of all the devious things that he did in some ways secretly to try to make him look like he's the better of those. And so then Bill Belichick, same thing. They claim that he had people going to other teams' practices, and they were secretly videoing and stealing their information on how to play them to beat them. And so the secrecy, oh my gosh, right? The secrets, and then what does it go from the cars to business to sports? And then you find out Lance Armstrong. I can so remember watching the Tour de France. I used to bicycle. Back when I was younger, I did a lot of bicycling. I mean, that was back in my late teens, early 20s, where I used to bicycle all over the place. I did 100-mile, 50-mile bicycling days. And I had the racing style type of bicycle, but not radical. But back in the 80s, you know, that was a really good light bicycle. And so I used to bike to the gym. I used to even go make sales calls off of my bicycle. I'm not lying to you. Back in like 1988. And I used to bike to work, which was 35 miles one way, and bike back home. Sometimes I would bike to work and then bike to the gym, which is another 10 miles up the road, and then work out and come home, get home like 7, 8 o'clock at night. That was just a 90-mile day of me bicycling on my bicycle. Plus, I went to the gym. And this is back in the days when I worked in the oil industry, and I was evolving into a salesperson from driving a tanker truck. And so anyways, so you go from all these different secrets, and like I say, with Lance Armstrong, I can remember him in Tour de France. I can so remember the announcers on the Tour de France, which if anybody watches the Tour de France, you know, it's brutal. I mean, it is brutal. The stages, the miles, you know, what you have to do to compete at that level is beyond believable. It's just so, I remember them saying Lance Armstrong has these incredible lungs. He has these massive lungs. And keep in mind that Lance Armstrong was a cancer survivor. So he was so highlighted in Tour de France because he won. And he was looked at as Superman. He's a superhuman because they truly believed that his lungs were bigger than others that gave him the oxygen capacity to be able to do those races. Well, you know, at the end of the day, what do we find out about Lance Armstrong? He was secretly doping. Yes, to the point it was so bad that he doped at every freaking medal that he won. The U.S. Post Office sued him. They stripped him of all his medals, if I'm correct. And I'm maybe a little wrong on that, if people more abreast that. And Lance Armstrong was tarnished because secretly he was cheating the system. But yet, I mean, look at Tom Brady. Tom Brady, what was it? The Deflate Gate, where they think that in the Baltimore Colts, not the Baltimore, that's so funny because they used to be the Baltimore Colts, Indianapolis Colts, and the Patriots' key playoff game, Indianapolis Colts called out Tom Brady during that really cold, rainy, snowy, or freezing ice, whatever day it was, that he intentionally deflated the balls to make it so he could grab the ball better to make key plays. So he went through a whole, you know, secretly trying to beat the other team by doing things to his advantage. And everybody knows that story because they suspended him. They took his phone. You know, they tried to tarnish the GOAT, Tom Brady, which, and then in the end, you know, he prevailed. And that's what happens. That's what you have to say to yourself. And look at the the LA Clippers. The owner was secretly making derogatory comments of people of color. And who doesn't remember that? where that guy got tarnished like you can't believe, where he was called out as an NBA owner, that he was forced out of the league because he was secretly being very derogatory comments of the people that supported him. And then it came through personal, videoing or recordings of him being just a very nasty ass guy, which then forced the sale, which I think Bill Gates' partner of Microsoft bought that team. Look at Dan Snyder. The secrets were disclosed of the employee abuse, especially even women, that Dan Snyder is running this Washington Redskins organization to the ground. And he was just very derogatory. He was the way people are treated, the personnel, the employees, all this secret stuff started coming to be, where the NFL finally, through years and years of litigation, the White House got involved, blah, 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 blah. And what came to be, Dan Snyder in so many ways was forced out of the league, because maybe people don't know this, but the NFL put a time frame on him like 4 or 5 years ago, that by X year he has to have in place a new stadium, or he loses the franchise rights in the NFL to the Washington Redskins, which is now the Washington Commanders. Yeah, and then the Washington Redskins was called out because it's derogatory and anti-Semitic, and he had to change the name to the Washington Commanders. It's incredible how Dan Snyder just, in so many ways, destroyed the Washington football team here in D.C. Just one guy. Just takes one person. Isn't it incredible how we live in today's world, and just one person can ruin so much stuff? Yeah, don't get me going down that rabbit hole, right? I know exactly what everybody's thinking on that comment. Yeah, it's called leadership in a country we have that we've seen kind of go, woohoo, yeah, wow, right? Yeah. And then who's sitting on trial? Headline news every day. I'm not even following. I don't watch the news. Just for anybody who listens to my channel, I am not lying to you. For the most part, I do not watch news. I don't do it. It's the brainwashing, man. It's constant brainwashing of you wanting to be mad at life and in so many ways hate others. It really is so bad. But that's what people like to watch. People love to just turn on the hate and depression. You're a loser. What is the word I'm trying to think here? So for Donald Trump, what's going on? Well, his secrets of trying to pay somebody off came to light. So what's going on every day of Donald Trump's life? And a guy named Cohen, the lawyer. I mean, it's just, oh my gosh, because of the secrets there aren't any secrets, but yet there are secrets. Yeah, right. And so then we go to the government, and now you're finding out that the government doesn't need warrants to secretly spy on you. Yeah, do you know about that? Do you know that they passed a bill? I could be wrong on this. Correct me if I'm wrong. But my understanding right now is Mike Johnson, the White House, or the House Speaker, that was supposed to come in and shake up the Democratic Party to follow his beliefs and views and ideas. Yeah, right, whatever. But anyway, so apparently he was supported a bill passed that the government doesn't have to have any warrants to personally start searching you or spy on you. Which, how do you feel about that? Do we have to have any warrants to go to the White House today to uncover all their dirty secrets? I don't think you get very far in that one, will you? I mean, you know that story, right? So you think about the secrets of the wars, of the military, the technology, and what's the number one thing that all you ever hear about is this country's concern of the Chinese stealing our secrets. I mean, it's a constant rhetoric of our society of the Chinese can overtake our country, overtake this. They're overtaking the younger generation through TikTok. That's a huge concern of what they're secretly doing. That China is claiming they're not secretly spying on all these young kids, all the content, and that just a bunch of smoke and mirrors. And they're not going to bend to selling out TikTok to a non-foreign Chinese-owned company. They're not going to do it. But here in this country, somebody believes they're secretly spying on us. Meanwhile, what does this government do besides spy on China? Don't get me wrong. I'm not here to support China's antics and things. But all I'm saying to you is here's America that spies on everything to be. And then what were the balloon things last summer that mysteriously came from China? What was that all about? That's got kicked and shoveled under the rug, right? For all the secrecy things. And that's the thing. The media machines wants to pick what they feel like is a secret agenda to be exposed, like Donald Trump, like never ever seen in modern times of a sitting former president, of never ending. I mean, why don't they go track down Bill Clinton and Barack Obama? Why don't they go dig up all the dirty secrets of them and Hillary Clinton? I mean, you can go through the list of every political figure in our country in modern times: Jerry Nadler, Adam Schiff, Chuck Schumer. I mean, you can go through the list of every one of them is going to have secrets that are divulged to the American public. They'll be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that politician did that. But no. The party, give the Democratic Party, they're masters of deception. The Democrats know how to really grab hold of something and just really not let it go and get the American public to be fixated on. The Republicans suck. So anybody out there is saying, oh, Mr. Iceman's this conservative radical guy. No, the Republicans suck. They're a bunch of crybabies. They're little wimps. I mean, sincerely, would you rather have Nancy Pelosi on your team to go fight for you in court? Or do you want a guy like Mike Johnson in court to fight for you? Sincerely, if you had an incredible conviction against you and you had to have an attorney, would you pick Nancy Pelosi or would you pick Mike Johnson? I'd pick Nancy Pelosi. I'd pick Chuck Schumer. I mean, sincerely, these are piranha people that will go after things and never ever let go till they win. And they'll fight till death. The Republican guys, they're like, oh, well, just suck it up, man. Just go sit in jail for a while, don't worry about it, and see you later. So sorry, yeah, Republicans are a bunch of little babies. Yeah, our governing bodies, politicians, secretly, what have they done? Secretly, what is their strategy? Secretly, what is going on with them? And as we see in so many ways, the demise of our country, and then you try to figure out illegal immigration. I mean, sincerely, you can blame the Democrats all day long. You're wasting your time. You've got a sitting party that's got the House, right? I mean, who is in control in the House right now? I mean, what is going on? I mean, so it turns into finger pointing, and that's what I say. Turn on the news, and you're going to get brainwashed to believe everything said on CNN, MSNBC. Or you're going to get brainwashed to believe everything on Fox News, or whatever conservative channel you're watching, Sean Hannity, the list goes on and on and on. Oh, Sean Hannity is selling his $23 million home or something like that. Here's a guy who can get on TV. I mean, what's his secrets to success? So think about the media journalists. What are their secrets to their success? What made Sean Hannity so successful? Besides just getting behind a camera every day and reiterating news and just taking an angle on it and mouthing off and reading the textbook language that enriches him like never seen, like many other people. I mean, in so many ways, think about Rush Limbaugh. For Rush Limbaugh, if it wasn't for Bill Clinton, would Rush Limbaugh ever come to light? If it wasn't for Barack Obama, would have Rush Limbaugh ever come to be who he was? And this is what, to me, always puzzles me about all these well-known prophets, the journalists, the prophets that can tell you tomorrow, but yet they don't fix today's problems. And what I mean by that is, I listened to Rush Limbaugh mouth off on how bad Bill Clinton was from his shady real estate dealings, from his shady people disappearing, for his wife Hillary participating. But for all that information, the secret information that he exposed on the Clintons, nothing came from it. Bill Clinton was elected as a president. So he became a president, and his policies, and I know he had some good policies, bad, the whole point is, Rush Limbaugh became very well known through that era of time of really going after the Democratic Party. And then when Obama came in, oh my gosh. I mean, wow. I mean, Rush Limbaugh, I couldn't listen to him because he just made me mad. By the time I got done listening, I was just mad. So I just turned that stuff off. My dad used to listen to him all the time. And he'd be in my car with me and working with me for many years in public telephone business. He'd ride around with me. He would ride around with me in the back of my motorcycle. I'm not lying to you. Yeah, you go back 10 years ago, my dad was riding on the back of my Harley-Davidson Street Glide, and we'd go around and fix payphones and take care of things, and he would be in the back seat. And we would do that 3-4 days out of the week. Yes, he had a blast. We had a lot of fun doing that. And so you go 10 years ago, my dad was 82 years old, riding around the back of my motorcycle. So anyways, for Rush Limbaugh, he dug up all this stuff on Obama. Remember Jeremy Wright, the church Obama went to, Death to America? I mean, so the point is, these journalists, and now you can even bring it to the YouTuber world, they supposedly dig up all these secrets of what tomorrow is going to be because you tell them the secrets of today that will end up being its cause and effect. But yet, it doesn't play out. It doesn't play out. It just doesn't play out. I mean, Dan Bongino, Jesse Waters, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying these are not, people. I'm not trying to call them out on a mean way. I'm just sharing names. Laura Ingraham, you can just start going to Don Lemon. You can start going through, Kumo. You start going through a list of these are journalists that constantly supposedly give you the secrets of the day of something going on that's going to create the profit, what's going to be tomorrow. But for the most part, it never plays out that way. But yet these people are enriched and people turn them back on again tomorrow morning or this evening to hear them disclose the secrets of the day of what's going on. And it's going to tell you and how it plays out. But it doesn't. And so for Rush Limbaugh, once again, I think Obama was his greatest, the greatest thing ever happened to him because it made him so popular for him rattling off what he told so many what would come from the Obama era and how this country would transform itself. And you know what? I don't disagree that Rush Limbaugh had a lot of insight, a lot of good, very smart man. But at the end of the day, did he control what happened in the end? No. Yeah, and sadly for Rush Limbaugh, who smoked a cigar every day of his life, eventually succumbed to his habits. And I've witnessed that with a lot of people. Drinking habits, smoking habits, all that stuff. Eventually it catches up to you as you progress in life, and then you probably perish earlier than later. But even though you probably know some people that have smoked and drank all their life, and they've lived until they're 90 years old, and then the guy that ran around the block every day of his life and ate vegetables his whole life, he's dead. Who doesn't know? There you go, right? Yeah. The secrets of success of life, of living. Yeah, how many doesn't know those stories? How many know those stories? The guy that worked his ass off, saved every penny he has, he goes to retire, and shortly after he retires, his millions of dollars is given away to the family because he's dead. Who doesn't know these stories, right? Yeah, the secrets of success of life, longevity, and then the Bible, religion, and that's why people are intrigued by religion, the Bible, God, is because we all want the secret of what really is the end. Everybody wants to know the end. Everybody wants to know once you perish, what is the true end? And if you believe in the Bible and Jesus, if that's who you believe is your Savior, then you understand all that. If you haven't come to closure on that, you might want to think about that more as you progress to have options in life in this physical world, and just be better to have options than no options. So there we are. There's the first week, first Monday of the Secret Conversations. And what am I going to do next? Oh, I got so many projects to do. It's beyond believable. And plus, I got the pool to take apart. I got to show the pool demolition. And the new pool is being delivered today. And then I got to put up the new pool. Then I have the water delivered. So this week's already just projects day after day. Not only that, but running a company, a business. And at the same time, at some point, figuring out what's going to work in this trailer of me loading up the motorcycles, and to see if it's going to be possible to get the big bikes in this toy hauler without being a risk of something happening. And until you load motorcycles, you just don't get it. You don't get it. And so one of my subscribers said, why don't you just put a ramp? Why don't you just put a ramp up to the back of that tall? In so many ways, it's like this is going to be me going into my toy hauler of the height of that toy hauler. And it's going to be a pretty radical ramp. Well, okay, going up a ramp and crossing over to a flat surface, that's not such the scary part. It's coming down backwards. And so one person said, put a ramp on. Well, a ramp has you free floating then. So when you're backing off that surface, you don't have anywhere to put your feet. So you're now gliding backwards on a motorcycle with no support of your feet. You now just have to balance yourself to go backwards. Yeah, no. And I showed this incredibly talented motorcyclist that is a stunt expert. You're not going to do that. You're not going to do it. as you go down, if you lose your balance, you're off on the ground. You've now fallen off the ramp. So that won't work. So, oh my gosh, it just doesn't end, does it? All right, everybody. Yeah. So projects, and I don't want to, I just don't want to, I want to leave this thing alone. Yeah, I do. I just love my house. This is my house now. And I'm not coughing as much. Wonder what that's all about, right? Yeah, what the hell is going on inside my house over there? You got to wonder, right? All right, I can talk forever. So I'll let you peace and quiet. All right, let me get to work. So as always, thanks for watching my channel. Share the channel, help it grow. And that would be nice of you, so I'd appreciate that. Just share it. Talk about my channel with your friends and send them a link. Help me out. I need help. All right, so anyways, have a great day. God bless. Stay safe. Stay tuned for more adventures.